Recording in progress.
Good afternoon. Let's go ahead, everybody. I hope basics you still remember whatever you had covered last time. Okay, so please keep on revising whenever possible. All right, chalo. So I have not yet written any act or anything or any section number also right now. I know the very basics we were discussing. Okay, chalo. Let's start. Let's go ahead. So last time we were discussing something about a chain A to B, B to C, C to D. And I remember that. Yes, Celia? Alright. Let's understand that with the same example. Manufacturer to wholesaler, wholesaler to retailer, retailer to consumer. Okay, everybody? Sure. Ready? Okay. Let's check manufacturers. His cost is 1 lakh. GST, we have to discuss the rates of tax and all of that. 18% is charged. Okay, all of you? Pay attention. You know? Input tax credit. First of all, this question may come to you. What is input tax credit? Tax paid on the, let us say, very simple right now, wording I'll use, purchases. Tax paid bacho on the purchases or inward. Inward, do you understand? Correct? So let us say you have taken coaching, hai na? And for that you paid the fees and maybe at some places along with GST, isn't it? So for you bacho, the input tax is how much? Whatever GST you have paid in your purchases. Clearly here, if you purchase a mobile or a laptop, anything, okay, the already taxes which you have paid for the inward, that is bacho input. Clearly here, because, and you have paid the tax. That's why I told you, whoever pays the tax, they get the credit. So the bacho credit which you are getting for the inward, that is your input tax credit. Clearly here? Now he is the first in the chain, if you understand. So here we have to assume or take it that he has not purchased anything from anywhere. He is the first in the...
Recording stopped. Recording in progress.
He is first in the chain. Yes, Celia? So he create, so but the value addition of manufacturer is how much? Is of 1 lakh. Or in a way, bacho, he made the value of the goods how much? 1 lakh. Okay, clear all of you? Okay. Has he paid any taxes for the inward? Nothing. Did he collect GST on his sales? Yes. Okay, clear? Fine. So he paid. Who? The manufacturer collected and paid 18,000. Correct, clear? Value addition is of 1 lakh. What is value addition? Right from zero or from nothing, bacho, he has created something of value of 1 lakh and he is selling bacho before taxes at rupees 1 lakh. Okay, clear all of you? So on this value, that's why bacho we are also calling it as value addition tax. That will come to that also in some time. Okay. On that 1 lakh, 18,000 charged and paid. Chalega? Pay attention. Distributor, bacho, pay attention. Or distributor, the second in line. For him, the purchase price before tax is 1 lakh. Okay. Purchase price before bacho tax is 1 lakh. Yes, clear all of you? Correct? Profit, let us take here now. Profit bacho, let us take care of 11,200. Clear? So the price is how much bacho before GST? Check here. 1,11,200. Is it okay? The only point I want to hear before you go ahead, check here. What is the value addition of distributor? His own value addition bacho is of how much? 11,200. How? The difference bacho between his purchase and the selling price net of taxes. Is it okay, everybody? Are ha? Clear? Tell me. Did you understand what value addition I'm talking about? What is the value addition, bacho? 11,200. The difference between purchase price and sell price net of taxes. It can be his actual value addition. He has, bacho, let us say he has bought a chair, and on that chair he is putting a cushion. And after selling the cushioned chair for 1,11,200. Okay, that is a simple example right now. Okay. But GST obviously बच्चों will be 1,11,200 at the rate of 18% is coming to this figure 20,016. Clear till here? हाँ. Whether बच्चों distributor had paid taxes while purchases, tell me. Distributor बच्चों had paid taxes while purchases, yes. Of how much? 18,000. Clear or no? Distributor बच्चों had paid taxes of 18,000. So he has already paid tax, input tax बच्चों of 18,000. So he will get the credit of the same. So from the next party he is collecting 20,016. अरे हाँ या ना? This is बच्चों called as output tax by the way. Okay? So also again common sense. Output tax of one person is the बच्चों input tax of the next person. Clear earlier? The one person who charges or levies output tax. On whom it is getting levied is input tax. Okay, everybody? Can we go ahead? So he collected 20,016 and he had already paid 18,000. So he will pay only the net 2,016. Agree till here? Is बच्चों also check at this point on 11,200 into 18%, does it come to the same thing? 2016, not 20,000, 2016. Check. Correct here? So here when bachcho distributor pays to the government, okay, pay attention, when distributor pays to the government, the distributor is paying only that tax for which there is a value addition from his side. His side means distributor side. So overall right now distributor has an addition of 11,200. So net of 11,200 bachcho, on that tax is getting paid to the government. How? Whatever he has collected minus bachcho whatever he has paid. Clear earlier all of you? So paid to government 2016, output tax minus input tax. Value addition is of 11,200. Is it okay? Net of taxes. So on that bachcho exactly 18% is 2016. है ना? Retailer cost 1,11,200 again net of taxes. Profit bachcho he wants to put 24,640. So here also you might understand how much bachcho is going to pay. Who? Retailer now. Clear here? Retailer bachcho is going to pay 24,640 into that 18%. That also will do in some time. So 1,11,200 purchase price, his own profit margin or a value addition, whatever, है ना? Furnishing, coating, whatever he is doing last, है ना? So before taxes, 135,840 and on that bachcho 18% GST. Correct here? GST is of 2,24,451. Clear here? He collected 24,451 and he had already paid how much? Check. 20,016 now as his input tax credit. Clear? So 24,451 minus 20,016 is how much bachcho? 4,435. And that 4,435 bachcho will come to exactly 18% of his own value addition. You can confirm. Okay, everybody? 4,435. Clear? And ultimately, okay, so I hope this much you are understanding. And ultimately, or you can say last person, who is the last person over there? Consumer. है ना? For him, check bachcho. What is the final price? Whatever retailer charges. Retailer has bachcho charge sale price plus GST. हाँ या ना? All of you? Can you check this or no? Sale price plus GST. 135,840 plus 24. 160, 291. Clear? Consumer does not get input tax credit. Pay attention. Okay, just for the sake of example. Consumer bachcho has paid this tax. Agreed or no? Sorry, not this much. 24,451 है ना? Output tax of one person is input tax of next person. Agreed or no? So when retailer charged 24,451, it is not getting reflected. If I'll just show it like this. है ना? Like this. But why it is not getting reflected here? Because consumer is not passing on the credit, or consumer is the last customer, or consumer bachcho. This is in a way, let me just tell you one more thing. This is B2B, business to business. This is also bachcho B2B. Are हाँ है ना? But bachcho, this is what? B to C. Business to consumer, customer. Correct, all of you? So the final customer over here, he is not in the business chain, he is the consumer. He has to bear the entire final tax amount. Okay, everybody? So check. All the total taxes paid by the, or you can say borne by the consumer is how much? Check. Everything. Hai na? Tax borne by the consumer, 18,000, 2016 and 4435. That is how much the total is coming to, 24,451. Okay, everybody? Consumer is the final deal person, so there is no value addition over there. Hai ki nahi bachcho? Everybody okay here? His profit margin is which what? Manufacturer's profit margin 1 lakh. Distributor's profit margin was 11,200 and retailer's profit margin was 24,640. Hai ki nahi? That total comes to 135,840. Agreed, everybody? And on that 18%, that is the bachcho final price paid by the consumer. Understood here? Right? है ना? If bachcho, now distributor and retailer, example, okay? Distributor and retailer, we don't allow this input tax credit. If we don't allow, and what will happen bachcho? Then bachcho there will be a case of tax on tax. It will be a case of bachcho tax on tax or double taxation. Clear till here, everybody? So here I think there was a word called as no cascading effect, correct? Check here. Cascade means continuous in nature something or repetitive, something like on loop. Loop. An example bachcho I'll give you, cascading effect is like a waterfall. Okay? If you look at the waterfall, same thing is happening continuously. Okay? It is the same picture, isn't it, everybody? So that is also called, waterfall is also called as cascading. It has a cascading effect. It means it is similarly is happening same thing again and again and again. Okay? So in tax also, but what do we say? If there is a tax on tax, we call it as cascading effect. So there is no tax on the tax amount. Hi Anna, everybody? Because we are allowed to reduce the taxes already paid. Hi Anna, bachcho? Understand na? See how much, tell me, what is the invoice value of manufacturer? Tell me bachcho. What is the invoice, final invoice price of the manufacturer? 1 or 1.18? 1 or 1.18? 1.18. है ना बच्चों? Is the distributor charging tax on 1.18? No. The distribution bachcho is not charging tax on 1.18. Are you getting my point? He is charging only on 1. So are we charging on tax? So there is no tax on tax. Understood? Everybody? Pakka na? So in a notebook bachcho write down chalo. Chapter 1 basics introduction. I think you have written or what? I don't know. No. Fine, ready? Some points I'm just going for understanding. Input tax credit, point number 1. Input tax means tax paid on purchases. Example, tax on raw material. Again, I'm giving a very simple example. I'm writing in very simple language right now. Output tax means tax on sale. Example, tax on finished goods. Third, Net tax payable बच्चों is what then? Output minus input. Okay. Output tax minus input tax. Done till here? Done? Can we go ahead, everybody? Okay. Now, so I hope this much you understood difference between output tax and input tax. Is it clear? Okay. Okay. Understand now. Okay, pay attention now. Output tax, input tax understood now? Pay attention. Deficiency in the value added tax system, the earlier one, but we are talking of VAT. Okay? Deficiency. Pay attention. Under the earlier indirect tax regime, despite the principle of taxation on value added, despite the tax on value addition, means what? We tax bachcho only the value addition. That is the best concept. We don't take tax on tax. This must be understood. So even in the earlier regime, their concept was tax only the tax. Tax only the value addition, not tax on tax. Okay? But check, pay attention. At the central level in the form of CENVAT. CENVAT means central excise. And state level in the form of VAT. Okay? So bachcho, even excise duty which we discussed over there also bachcho. Just a minute. Over there also we discussed we used to tax only the value addition, and even in VAT we should do tax only the value addition. Clear till here? But pay attention. Certain transactions were subject to double taxation and were taxed as both important goods and services, since under the earlier law, distinction between goods and services were often blurred. I'll give an example, bachcho. Don't write down, but we had this, I have seen this case myself. Trademark. Or let me use the word royalty. Or goodwill also. Okay, I'm just keeping it a little bit open right now for discussion. Now, I don't know what you might have seen, bachcho, PVR cinemas, PVR, Inox. You have heard about these, correct? And if you go to smaller towns also now, smaller towns, let us say tier 2 cities. Tier 2 cities, you understand? Not metropolitan, but famous. Over there also, many cinema houses are there which were there independently, but to become bigger and to get more crowd, many of them started doing an association or a merger with these big brands of Inox, PVR, etc. You know? Then do the entire process like them, get the use, or you can say take the benefit of brand name. Clear? So these cinema halls of tier 2 cities, they renamed themselves. Okay? For example, let us say Vishal E Square. So E Square is in one location or main one center, and then they have given the royalty to separate their own old cinema houses. Are you getting my point? So for to use the name, they used to pay obviously royalty. To use the name and trademark and all of that, they used to pay the word. They used to pay royalty. Yes. So the money which we are getting as the original owner of the brand name, we are getting it towards the royalty. है ना? It can be monthly or depending on the agreement. Now, but the problem is the royalty was covered under VAT. Okay? If you use logic, pay attention, logics. Okay? Goods and services, but are they same? Tell me. You are right now, let us say, using goods, mobile, laptop, and I'm giving you a service. Right? This is what our normal perception or understanding is. Goods and services are exactly different, or you can say mutually exclusive. Goods can't be services, services can't be goods. But let us say there are some cases where both are used, that is okay. Let us say you go to a restaurant. What are you getting? Goods or services? Or both? We are getting much over there, both. One of the most complex invoices that used to happen in case of restaurant. Today also a little bit of complexity happens. In the restaurant bills, bachcho, again these fight. State government says you are serving food, giving food, no, selling food or no, so VAT. Service tax department, service tax act, you are giving service also, no, service tax. So they used to have a kind of internal arrangement. That on food item only VAT, and on services again some rebate used to be there. On the entire amount service tax was not there. On 40%, whatever is the value of the food, of that 40% much was taken as service, and on that charge service tax. Separately, if you are giving alcohol, only VAT. If you are giving search, if you are levying, what that charge? Service charge. Service charge is now part of service, so it is again service tax. What a very, very complicated bill that used to happen. And then again from single bill, amount is going to VAT also, amount is going to service tax department also. Are you getting my point? Now if we talk about software, okay, software, again classic example, software, electricity, है ना, internet, these are what, services or goods? Again that can be a discussion. Why? You will say obviously sir, internet is definitely a service, internet service provider, है ना? But again data is running through cables, okay, so again it is use of spectrum and you can say what, data points and all of that in the cable. Electricity, sir, you can't hold electricity. I don't even want to hold much electricity. So again, is it a service or goods? है कि नहीं? Software, again a very classic example, software. Is it good or is it a service? So again, there is to be lots of debate even in income tax also. That if it is given in a CD, it is a goods. If it is downloadable, it is a service. And when you use a software, do you own the software? Answer is no. You are owning the right to use the software. Bouncer? समझे ऊपर से गया? Understood, no? When you have bought बच्चों iOS or Android or Windows OS you have a right to use it. You don't own it when you buy it. Isn't it? Clear? So again, these things used to be there as a matter of discussion. The matter used to go to the Supreme Court also. Okay? So there were, you can say, blurry lines or you can say grey area between what is goods and what is services. Clear? Trademark, but this royalty I am discussing was clear-cut given in the schedules of VAT, that on royalty, VAT applicable. Now how, why, what, we can't even compete or complain also. So they were treating it as goods, or on royalty VAT will be applicable. So when we told service tax department we have already paid VAT, he said we don't care. Every department bachcho had their own targets and they have it. Okay? Getting my point? They said we don't care. Service, royalty definitely service applicable. My goodness. On the same transaction bachcho we paid two taxes. And we were fighting with both the places and they said it is clearly given in the law. Are you getting my point? This is now principally wrong. That on same transaction you are taking double taxes, state also and central also. When there is no provision, when there is no single, you can say, base which clearly says that both are applicable. If somewhere it is given that both are applicable, then it is okay. Here there was again confusion. Okay, finally here. So that was an issue on single transaction. Both taxes were getting levied. VAT also, service tax also. But 13-14%, 13-14%, both. 25-26% bachcho on some transactions. Okay. Now check. I give you this example. Software was subject to both service tax as well as VAT. Clear till here? Understood everybody? So we used to call something like off the shelf purchase. Let's try to understand thoda sa. Off the shelf purchase is one thing, and customize purchase. Off the shelf means what, bachcho? It is available on the shelf. We have done shelf prospectus, so I hope you understand shelf. It is available on the shelf. You just go buy the CD or whatever is available, you buy it. So it is ready made for you. It is ready made for you. That can be considered as goods. But when you might have heard about SAP or ERP, or you can say a customized software for you. You have developed a software, bachcho, for yourself. In that case, that is obviously a service. Okay, this will be treated as what, bachcho? Sale of goods, VAT. This will be bachcho treated as what? Sale of service. Customized software is developed for you. Again, on that case, service tax. So again, it depends on case to case. And basically, the thing is unnecessary litigation. है ना? Correct, Elia? And IT companies, so you know how much of software we use in India. Anyways, let's go ahead. This is because both sale of goods and service were involved, and therefore taxable event means the tax liability, let us say, under both the statutes. Which statutes? Service tax as well as VAT had got triggered. This aspect has been taken care of under GST law. That means what? Basically, both of you are merging together, so there is no double tax under GST. Clear? Fine till here? So point number one, what? Both taxes were getting levied on certain items. Agreed? Next one. CENVAT. Central VAT, that is excise. You remember excise or no? Excise is applicable on? Bolo? That is customs, bachcho. Okay, that is customs is applicable on import, na? Custom duty. Excise was on production, manufacturing. Okay, it is still there. Excise is still there for some reasons, for some portion. We will deal with that also. Okay, everybody, can we go ahead? Arey haan. So, excise did not include, pay attention, did not include chain of value additions in the distributive trade after the stage of production. Similarly, in state level VAT, CENVAT on the goods was not removed. CENVAT load. VAT is what? State. CENVAT is another name for excise. Was not removed. This led to the cascading of taxes, that is tax on tax. They have given us an example. Below mentioned example gives you the illustrates the under earlier tax regime, indirect tax regime. When goods were manufactured and sold, obviously use common sense. Manufactured, just now I told you what happens for manufacturing, excise. On sale, VAT. But VAT was levied, understand now, as per the rules of VAT. VAT is to be charged on whatever is the amount just above it. You can take example like health and education cess, if you remember. What do we charge health and education cess on? Do we charge cess on surcharge also or no? Tell me this, yes or no? Do we charge cess on surcharge also or no? Yes. Same concept in VAT also. Whatever is the figure just before it, on that VAT will be levied. Now again, check the example. If the value of the goods before tax is 1,000 rupees, okay, before net of taxes, central government said produced, production, excise applicable. Let us say they have given you the rate of interest, rate of excise duty 12.5%. Okay, so excise duty is again levied. Okay, so after excise duty my amount is how much, bachcho? Check, 1125. Hi, Anna. On this I am charging VAT. This is so illogical right now. What, bachcho, illogical? Is this money going in my pocket? Absolutely not. Is there a value to this 125? No, this 125 is tax. But VAT say we don't care. VAT should have been, let us say, bachcho, levied, this rate they have given 14.3, okay, on 1,000 rupees. But on what figure, bachcho, we are charging VAT? Tax on tax. So VAT is a tax as well on excess duty here. Are you getting my point, everybody? Unnecessary waste of money, na? Inflation also. Clearly here, here बच्चों unnecessarily VAT department is getting or state government is getting extra tax on tax. I mean tax on this 125 also. Unnecessary. Clearly here? अरे हाँ. So if goods manufactured 1000, excess duty 12.5 and VAT, the example they have given us. Okay, rate they have given us. Clear till here? We don't have to remember all of this because this is all part of the earlier law. Okay. One more thing. Mainly I am interested in this ITC, input tax credit. We'll understand that. Okay. Ready? Pay attention. Though CENVAT and state level VAT were essentially on its own value-added tax. That means what it is excise duty. So if at all you have any what you will say input tax credit of the central government, input tax credit of the central government I said bachcho, then output tax of central government, they used to set off with each other. What did I say bachcho? Pay attention. CG input, CG output, that you could set off with each other. Understood? And state government means what? VAT. So VAT input and VAT output was allowed to be set off with each other. Why? Because in that particular area only that law is getting applicable, and then because of this there is no tax on tax. Okay? Because CG is a different entity, SG is a different entity. Now just try to understand a little bit. If I allow, please pay attention now. If I allow to reduce input tax credit, है कि नहीं? If I allow to reduce input tax credit, बच्चों my ultimate tax liability reduces or no? अरे हाँ है ना? My ultimate tax liability reduces. From the output I am reducing input, therefore बच्चों my output reduces. अरे हाँ. Understood? Everybody, are you there or no with me? बोलो. So understand, if बच्चों it is central government's tax output, है ना? So it says we will allow only that tax to be reduced which we have already received from the output tax of central government. The central government says that we will allow only that tax which we have already received. Now what the central government will receive which tax? Only the central government tax, excise service tax. So बच्चों central government input tax and central government output tax, that is to allow with each other. Correct? Are you getting my point here, everybody? Same concept, state government tax. What are they saying? If output was VAT, input was VAT. Now when I use the word input, that means it was already paid or not to the government, state government. A to B, B to C. अरे हाँ या ना? If बच्चों B is a buyer as well as seller, है कि नहीं? So when we are allowing B to reduce the input tax credit, that tax is already paid to the government, na? Let us say, bachcho, this VAT also and VAT also. A to B was VAT, and this also VAT. Yes, till here, all of you. So when we are allowing B to reduce the input tax credit, that means it was already deposited to the government. Clear till here, all of you? Yes. Which government? But state government only, na? VAT. Clear? Yes. However, pay attention. If output is VAT and input is CENVAT, now what is CENVAT? Excise. This was not allowed. Why, bachcho? This was not allowed. State government says output tax is what? VAT. And input is tax you pay to central government and not to us. Why should we allow the credit? Because we have not received the tax. Simple logic for them. Understood or no, everybody? समझा कि नहीं समझा? Because even they have their own separate entity or separate identification. So they say we don't allow each other's credit. Same example here. Output बच्चों let us say is service tax. Okay? Service center, because service tax is also what बच्चों? Central government tax. And input let us say is VAT. Or whatever. Or VAT let us say. Clear to all of you? Not allowed. Credit बच्चों not allowed. I'll give you a simple example बच्चों, pay attention. There is a CA, chartered accountant. Yes. Now chartered accountant बच्चों in his service or in his practice, what is he going to charge on the invoice? VAT, excise or service tax? CA. What is he going to charge बच्चों? Compulsorily? Service tax. अरे हाँ या ना? CA or even a coaching academy, coaching classes. अरे हाँ या ना? Fine dealer all of you? So charging is what? Service tax, output from all the clients, है ना? Now CA बच्चों, let us say, okay, he doesn't take any kind of input taxes, not really, not much are there. What service he will take of somebody else, है ना? But CA बच्चों requires laptop or no? Laptop and computers, laptop, printer. Yes, still all of you? Yes, this is there. Yes, let us say one more thing I'll add over here. Okay, one more thing I'll add. CA बच्चों has taken the office on rent. CA has taken the office on rent. Okay, rent, understood? So the owner बच्चों may also be charging him also rent plus service tax. Are you getting my point or no? अरे हाँ या ना? समझ रहा है? ऊपर से जा रहा है एग्जाम्पल. I am giving you two inwards, two inputs or two purchases as such, or two expenses for the CA. First one, which one बच्चों? Let us say CA purchased a laptop and printer, computer, correct? And CA is बच्चों also paying the rent for his office to the owner. Agreed or no, all of you? अरे हाँ बच्चों बोलो, understood or no? So when the person who sold the laptop and printer, he is going to charge what बच्चों? VAT, है ना? Understood or no? And the owner who is charging him rent, he is going to charge service tax. Now what is the problem? And CA बच्चों is going to give all the output is of service only. So the output tax, the CA is going to charge only service tax, है कि नहीं? But he can't take benefit of VAT. Why? Because there is no VAT output, है कि नहीं? समझा कि नहीं? Understood or no? Could he take this बच्चों, this expenditure as input tax credit of service tax? Yes, because it is central government. Clear or no, all of you? Did you understand? So, in a way, whenever you can't take the input tax credit, understand what I'm telling you. Whenever you can't claim the input tax credit you can't claim, it is a full cost for you. समझा? ऊपर से गया. It is a full cost for you. That means that is the final expenditure for you. You are unable to reduce anything from it. You are unable to take any benefit of the taxes already paid. Yes, everyone? बोलो. Nitin, Indrajit, Akshay, Kushbu, Mansi, say something, understood or no? Now let us say, Indrajit, you have purchased a mobile, है ना Indrajit? Can you claim input tax credit? No. I'll tell you the reason why. Because let us say you are not doing business, first of all, and you are not giving any output service also or anything output, है ना? Sales, anything, nothing, है ना? So are you eligible to claim the input tax credit? No. So the mobile which you had purchased, okay, let us say 20,000 rupees. I don't know, whatever it may be the price. Okay. That mobile, the final price is 20,000. But what is the price before taxes? I'll just give it for the sake of example. I'll take it as 18,000. Chalega? I'll take it as 18,000. What is 18,000? Are you getting my point or no? What is 18,000 bachcho? Before taxes. So Indrajit, the cost for you is 18,000 or 20,000? 20,000. Okay? 20,000. Now can you claim this credit anywhere? No. This amount you are unable to reduce it from anything output. That's why it is a gone sunk cost for you. It is gone. है ना? Because you don't have anything output or you can't use this credit. So it is gone. The cost is gone for you, 20,000 rupees. Clear till here? If I'm saying if there was anything output, है ना? Let us say your output tax was 3,000, and from that you were allowed to reduce 2,000 already paid. Then yes, your cost would have been 18,000 only, na? Understood? So the credit which you have, but if you can't use it, it is just a gone cost for you. Clear hai ki nahi bachcho? That's what today also you'll think. I mean, all the people. Let us say, I'll just give you what example I'll give you. Let us say this pencil. Okay, this pencil was of rupees 8,000. If you buy, if you buy, but the same pencil, bachcho, I got for 6,000. Okay, and just I'm giving you some round figure example. Because I claimed credit on the same of 2,000 rupees. Understood? So for me, as such, the cost of this pencil is 6,000 because I could claim credit. Understood? So the practically the final consumers, those who are not in business, they can't claim the credit for them that tax is a cost or no now. They've got that is a gone cost. The tax which you're paying is a gone cost. Gone means sunk. There is no benefit of the same. Clear, everybody? Understood? Check here. That example they are given us. Though SENVAT and state VAT were both value added on their own, set off of one against another was not possible because SENVAT was a central levy and state was state levy. है ना? Understood or no? Clear till here? There were other separate taxes. Which one? In the states. Luxury tax, entertainment tax, which were not part of VAT. So again, a separate rules, regulation, law was there for them, for luxury tax and entertainment tax also. Now we have merged them together. CST was what, bachcho? Central sales tax. When was it applicable? Intra or interstate? CST bachcho? Interstate. Correct. Was another source of distortion in terms of cascading nature since it was non-vatable. Being an origin-based tax. Origin means bachcho where that goods are getting manufactured or from where it is getting supplied. From where? Okay, origin based, not destination based. Okay, let us say the goods are getting sold from Maharashtra to Karnataka. From Maharashtra to Karnataka, so CST was applicable. Then what is the origin based in that case? Maharashtra, hai na? Correct? Being an origin based tax, CST was also against one of the basic principles of consumption taxes. What is consumption taxes? That tax should accrue or should be collected or should be paid to the jurisdiction where the consumption takes place. Star mark this. Means what? Income tax is income based. Indirect taxes, but these things which you are doing is expenditure based. So when I sell from Maharashtra to Karnataka, okay, the CST bachcho share is going to Maharashtra, used to go. And principally bachcho should go to where? Principally, ideally, destination based. So that GST bachcho is in fact destination based. It takes care of the destination, not the origin. Okay, GST. What is the principle? Why? Because what is the legal principle? Tax should be shared or should be given to the area where consumption is happening, not production. Are ha ya na? Clear? Because in that example, pay attention. If A is in Maharashtra and B is in Karnataka, are ha ya na? A sells to B and A collects CST. Yes? Correct? But because of whom bachcho originally actually this tax is getting generated or who is spending? See, it is tax on expenditure. Na? Whose expenditure is it? A is a seller. Na? Whose expenditure bachcho it is? B. Buyer. Karnataka. In that case, bachcho, principally the tax should be shared with Karnataka. हाँ या ना, all of you? चलेगा? Can we go ahead, everybody? Yeah? Check. So under the old law, but it was not like that, है ना? Under the old law was what based on origin based, GST is based on destination based. It is a destination based tax. Chalo. Under earlier tax regime, if a dealer in Delhi purchases goods from a manufacturer in Punjab for 1,000 rupees and 2% CST, so 1020 was applicable. Now please pay attention. And sells such goods within Delhi, please pay attention. It is A to B, B to C. A is बच्चों पंजाब, अरे हाँ या ना. B is Delhi and C is बच्चों also Delhi. Correct here? Pay attention. A to B, which tax is applicable? CST. Correct? Central. B to C बच्चों, which tax is applicable? VAT. बच्चों Delhi is a special union territory, we having its own state legislature. Delhi has a chief minister, so it has a state legislature, okay? Even though it is a union territory, that we are going to write later on, all of these. अरे समझा के नहीं? Yes. Tell me बच्चों, from B's point of view, all of you, what is the output tax? VAT. What is the input tax? CST. Are they same level, same government? Absolutely not. So will we get the credit? Again not. It can be again vice versa also, na bachcho? It can be vice versa also. I purchased from somebody in the same state and I sold to somebody in the other state. So purchase tax, input tax was VAT, output tax was CST. Not allowed against each other. Samjha. Why not allowed? Did you understand? Because before the amendment, list 1, list 2. So we are not allowed to reduce taxes against each other. है ना? Check. So what is this cost, bachcho? He totally paid 1020, okay, and sells such goods within Delhi for 1200. The tax rate on sales is 12.5%, and hence the output tax liability is 150. How, bachcho? 1200 plus 12.5%. You can check. Okay, everybody, chalega. Now output tax liability is how much? 150. VAT, huh? Input tax credit is how much? 20 rupees. But not allowed, no? The credit of rupees 20 is not allowed while making a payment of 150, and hence dealer has to pay entire rupees 150. Okay? Now here, understand, Andrajit. Effectively, pay attention. Effectively, the purchase price for the Delhi, this person is how much? Or in our example B, what is effective purchase price for B, the first purchaser? All of you tell me. Correct, Indrajit. Yes. Effective purchase price bachcho is 1020, because he's not getting benefit of that 20 rupees. Now not getting benefit means understood, you can't reduce it from the output tax. Hey na? Understood or no? Clear? समझा? चलो. Now, what framework we have? We have dual GST model, one at central level and another at state level. है ना? That means both the taxes are getting levied. Levied means charged simultaneously. Okay, central as well as state. Okay. Now, pay attention now. Center also has power to tax intra-state sales. Intra means within. What was here, bachcho, earlier? VAT. VAT was, bachcho, whose exclusive power? State government. Are हाँ या ना? Now this is, bachcho, shared. है ना? With CG also. For that we require constitutional amendment. And now states are also allowed to tax services. Yes. Whose exclusive, bachcho, power it was earlier? Only central government. Now it is shared with whom, bachcho? State government also. है कि नहीं? GST बच्चों includes obviously to extends to over including, not excluding, including JNK. Okay. चलो इन्होंने बच्चों notebook write down in the center of the page. Types of sales in GST. Yes. Okay. Intrastate sale, interstate sale. We are going to use the word supply later on, but right now I'm using the word sale. Then we have let us say बच्चों import and your export. So when do we have बच्चों intra? Both buyer and seller, correct, are within the same, are within na same state or union territory. Okay, UT means what? Union territory. I think in school or college they take you now, make you do this basics of GST, I think. Is it? है ना? In 11th commerce also we have in maths, little bit is there. अच्छा. चलेगा? Interstate means what बच्चों? Buyer and seller are in the different state or UT. Are in different state or UT, union territory. Import obviously means what? Again they are different, but again different country itself ना, हाँ है ना? Import बच्चों, where is the seller? In imports, where is the seller? Within India or outside India? And export obviously vice versa. Seller is in India, and buyer is outside India. Right, Ilya? Fine. Done, everybody? So what all taxes are applicable in these examples? Okay, I have to give you all the rates of or the types of taxes, but if it is intrastate, okay, intra, that means within, then we charge CGST plus SGST, okay, central and state. Or CGST plus UTGST if it is within the same union territory. है ना? Fine. But if it's interstate, then compulsorily IGST. What is what? That I'll give in some time. Then what we have import, no? Obviously on supplier, so no GST on seller, na, because he's not in India. Import, no? So no GST on seller. However, IGST is recovered from buyer. Custom duty plus बच्चों IGST. Okay. So buyer and custom duty also. And बच्चों export, what tax will be there? No tax at all. Since obviously बच्चों exports are promoted ना, we want to take wealth from others ना, not give our own wealth. ठीक है? Since exports are promoted. Done all of you? Done? So what are types of taxes you have? We have just now seen CGST, SGST and UTGST. है ना? Done till all of you? CGST, Central Goods and Service Tax Act, two thousand 17, correct? SGST. Now CGST is only one, but SGST बच्चों is for every state. Every state had passed its own SGST. Separate for each state. Can you go ahead? Then UTGST, Union Territory. GST 2017, correct? And lastly IGST is integrated, है ना? GST again 2017. Clear? Can you go ahead? Everybody done? Cool. So, on interstate, बच्चों, what is applicable? Interstate, IGST, intra, both CGST and SGST, or CGST and UTGST. On imports, IGST. अरे हाँ या ना? कर लिया? Check here. फॉरेन टेरिटरी, रेडी बच्चों? अरे हाँ. If बच्चों from foreign territory something the material is coming to either let us say some state or some UT, okay? UT without state legislature, we will discuss that also in some time, okay? Either, but in all the cases बच्चों what will be applicable? IGST. Clear till here all of you? अरे हाँ या ना? Clear? है ना? Now they have complicated the example or diagram, but check. UT to UT. UT, the seller and buyer both are watching UT. What happens? It is intra or inter? Bolo. UT to UT. What happens? Intra or inter? Bolo fatapat. Intra. So what will happen? CGST plus UTGST. Are हाँ या ना? Clear? Fine. Then another example they are given from foreign, directly import in a state. So that on that import IGST was applicable. But again check बच्चों. State 1 to state 1. That is within the state, intra-state. So CGST plus SGST. Yes. Then बच्चों again they are giving example. From one state to another state. From one state to another state. What will happen? IGST. Correct? From one state to another state, IGST. Another state 2 they are discussing. State 2 to state 2. Seller state 2, buyer also state 2. CGST plus SGST over here. Yes, still all of you? This is also intra. This was inter. This is intra. Are हाँ. Correct here? And but you understand from state to UT also IGST. Clear till here? बच्चों बोलो. And from UT to state बच्चों also IGST. Agreed or no? And one more example, let me put it here. From UT to UT2, another UT. Okay? Yes, Celia? Chandigarh to Pandi. Okay, बच्चों? Chandigarh to Pondicherry. Or your Daman and Diu. Daman Diu you know. Then which one you know? Which one do you have? My goodness. Andaman Nicobar, Lakshadweep. हाँ चलो. हाँ, let's do geography. Andaman Nicobar, Lakshadweep, Pondi, Daman, Diu, Dadra and Nagar Haveli. Okay, all of these are now merged now. Daman, Diu, Dadra and Nagar Haveli are merged. Then in the north, what do we have? Delhi and Chandi.
Jammu Kashmir.
हाँ, Jammu Kashmir has this done now. Yes. In Jammu Kashmir they have divided into two parts now. Correct, Ladakh. है ना? JNK तो obviously will have a state legislature. Ladakh is I think put into UT now. है ना? That we have to do all of this we have to discuss now. But from one UT to another UT बच्चों also IGST. Isn't it? Check करो. So बच्चों we have, pay attention. What is without legislatures? So they don't have their own, you can say, legislative assembly, their own parliament. They directly come under the control of UT. But Delhi has its own state legislature, chief minister. JNK also, okay? They have their own, you can say, state legislature, and Puducherry means Pondicherry. Okay, everybody? J&K has come now. So it is UT with state legislature. Same like Delhi. Clear? So which one you have now? Pay attention. Andaman and Nicobar, 1 UT. Lakshadweep, correct? Ladakh, third. Dadra, Nagar, Haveli and Daman and Diu, bachcho. These are now all merged. All of them bachcho near Gujarat border. Okay? Chandigarh are governed by, pay attention, UTGST. Important. Write in the notebook. UT without state legislature. And with state legislature. Which one you have? Andaman Nicobar. Lakshadweep, Chandigarh, Dadra, Nagar Haveli, and Daman and Diu. Correct? On them, bachcho, UTGST Act. And these guys, state legislature, now 3. Which one you have? Pondi, Pondicherry, Delhi. Where was Ladakh? Sorry. Ladakh, I missed over here. Ladakh is bachcho without, na? So J and K. Correct? So here they have separate SGST Act. Okay, for each of them they have passed. हाँ बोलो इंद्रजीत. Chandi on the left, na? Chandigarh I have taken on the left. Done? Can you go to everybody? अरे हाँ या ना? आज का क्या? आनंद है. Now pay attention. Pay attention. For intra-state supply, what will happen on the left-hand side? CGST plus UTGST. And over here, bachcho, CGST plus SGST. Understood all your basic, very basics? Akshay, okay? Can we go ahead, everybody? Interstate to bachcho compulsory you transfer from anywhere to any other location. IGST will be applicable, है ना? Next one. In Ladakh, CGST and UTGST is levied on supply of goods or services are both intrastate. In Delhi, CGST and SGST is levied बच्चों. Is it okay for intrastate? Is intra. This is example of intra. है ना? चलेगा? Now for all, बच्चों तो VAT law for every state was different. VAT law and rate also. Rates for same thing, same laptop. It may be 12% or it may be 13% in different states. Clear all of you? है ना? For VAT. So now here what is happening? We wanted one nation, one tax. Clear or no? So here we have kept it uniform. All the SGSTs passed, all the states, they're almost very exactly same. Okay? So which main whatever framework we have, they are all uniform. Okay? Clear everybody? It was necessary. And otherwise same khichadi means again same problem we are doing then. If you are giving multiple rules for multiple states, it will become very troublesome. Okay? So let's go ahead everybody. Other things which I am going to discuss. Okay, chalo, ठीक है. I have to discuss as it is many things. Okay, I'll just discuss it in very short right now because these again are covered in other chapters in detail. Classification of goods and services. But every goods or every service has a unique code. Okay, has a unique code. Okay, every whatever is a goods or service. Why? Because there are exports and imports happening on international level also. So what goods are those? Even if you buy something, okay, do I have it here? If it is imported, it will have all the details of country of origin, its code, its generic name, its technical name, everything will be there. So that it is easy to identify which products are those. Okay. So harmonized system of nomenclature. Nomenclature means name, simple. Harmonized means in a way, bachcho, it is uniformly or universally accepted. Okay, so let us say bulb, tube light, even if they are also same category, but they will have a different code. Clear, the LED, again ring light, whatever it is. Understood? So every product you see will have a name, will have a unique number. That is called as HSN. Okay, harmonized system of nomenclature is used for classifying goods under GST. Chapters referred in the rate schedule for goods are the chapters for the first schedule of the customs tariff Act 1975. So whatever we are going to use for rate schedule here, they are also given in the Customs Tariff Act. That is okay, not an issue. Even for services check, a new scheme for classified service has been devised wherein services of various descriptions have been classified under various sections, headings and groups. So a CA service will be different from coaching services. CS may be different from medical services or your architecture services, engineering services. Okay, they have different codes. Codes means again unique numbers. That's it. Okay. Relation we are going to do as it is in another chapter, so not an issue. But here, just for the sake of understanding, threshold limit we have understood in TDS chapter also or no? Hey, Kenny? Everybody? Clear? So threshold limit means if your turnover, if your supply is not above that amount, then you are not required compulsorily to register under GST. Clear? Look at the amounts. If it is goods, 40 lakhs turnover. If it is services, then 20 lakhs turnover. Okay, tell you all of you? Everyone okay, tell you? Then you have to compulsorily register under GST. Samjha? Okay. Composition scheme I will do later on. Exemption means, but we have it even in income tax we had exemptions or no? On certain income tax was not applicable. Similarly, on certain transactions, GST will not be applicable. Seamless flow of credit means what? A party gets the input tax credit. Now here overall, we don't have any much issue of taking credit of each other. Okay. A buyer in the importing state is allowed to avail credit of IGST paid on interstate purchases made by him. The buyer in the importing state is allowed to avail the credit of IGST paid, है ना? Do we used to allow it earlier in the under CST and VAT? No. Here बच्चों we allow, but okay. This also will do later on, order of utilization of credit. This I will take examples, don't worry, okay? We will take the examples. Let us finish some theory first. चलेगा क्या? It will take some time yet. हाँ, theory. ठीक है. चलो, no problem. Ready? चलो. GST common portal. Pay attention now. Again, service tax website was different. Excise duties of VAT, the website different. VAT बच्चों different. Ready बच्चों? चलो. Before GST, since center and state indirect tax admission worked under different laws, उनका देवर बच्चों IT infrastructure was also completely different and independent of each other. So again a big task was there. Every states were told to bring their own data and put them together so that we can have one single database, है ना? Integrating them for GST, are you getting my point or no? Integrating them for GST was a complex task, है ना? Since it required integrating all the indirect tax ecosystem, all the websites, okay, so as to bring them at all that similar level, है ना? Same format, same interface for everybody, है ना? Star mark. GST बच्चों origin based or destination based? Important. It is origin based or destination based? Destination based. But the focus shifted from the producer to the consumer. Okay, the focus was shifted from the producer to the consumer. So, for example, if I give you example, if Maharashtra was we can say, let us say, a good producer in any products. Okay, let us say it is one of the wealthy states. So, lots of production happens in Maharashtra, and the supply was done interstate. So earlier, bachcho, what all the taxes or a majority of interstate supply, the CST, central sales tax, used to be distributed, or you can say shared with Maharashtra, because it used to supply. Okay, but that is not in the correct principle. So now you are in GST, bachcho, is Maharashtra getting that, you can say, tax, share in tax because of supply? No. Then bachcho, who is getting that share in tax because of this transaction? The buyer state is getting the share. Are you getting my point or no? The buyer share state, the buyer state. Understood or no? Now here in this example, let us say comparatively, is there a loss or no loss to Maharashtra? Did you understand or no, everybody, my example? If there is a supplier, seller from Maharashtra selling to Karnataka, हाँ या ना? In the original bachcho system, this is the supply. Okay. Who used to get the share? Old Maharashtra, not Karnataka. Now who will get the share? Karnataka, not Maharashtra. Who is crying now? मतलब what Maharashtra produce करता है and go. No, share. See, pay attention. Okay, first of all, pay attention. If there is an intrastate supply, what tax used to be collected, बच्चों? CST. हाँ या ना? ठीक है? First of all, tell you CST. It is to be paid to the government, and government is to share with the state. Clear, Delia? Now, what are we going to charge? IGST. Okay? Fine or no? Again, this seller from Maharashtra is going to charge IGST. pay to the government and government shares with the state. But now under IGST, or you can say under GST, the central government will share this tax, share bachcho this tax with the consuming state. Means with whom? Karnataka. Or let me just simply say, earlier it was shared with Maharashtra. Now the same transaction or the same tax will be shared with Karnataka. So whose loss is it? Maharashtra. Simple or no? Or in a way understand na bachcho that every state had their own independent law, VAT. They had their own free hand, whichever products they want to increase, decrease, give exemptions, tax it higher. All power, all the states had. Now the power is removed or no? Yes, because they are unified. So every state was concerned how much share they are going to get under GST, SGST, because the principle was changing from origin to destination. Hi Anna. So every state was comparing, and obviously there were some states who were having losses, and there were other states but who were getting higher share under GST. Are you getting my point or no, everybody? Yeah? So the producer states were under a loss in a way comparatively, but the consuming states were under the profit, because they are profit means they are going to get some more taxes now. Clear till here? Now that's why. Now whatever is the shortfall, okay, pay attention. If 100 crore was earned by Maharashtra government, 100 crore. Okay, I'm just giving you an example. From VAT, then maybe bachcho 80 crore was projected or getting collected under SGST. So how can any state government bachcho accept these new laws? Hai ki nahi? Because even they have to pass SGST. Correct earlier, all of you? So here the government promised, or you can say convinced them, that we will pay you compensation. Are hi Anna, understood earlier? We will pay you compensation for your shortfall for the first 5 years. Samjha? All of you? Clear or no? Bolo. Can we go ahead, everybody? So GST being a destination based tax, okay, destination based. The interstate trade, that is IGST is levied on that, needed a robust means strong settlement mechanism. Understand settlement mechanism means what? I have not yet but you gone into the rates of taxes, okay, but IGST is also a share, SHARE. It will be shared between the central government and the consuming state. Are you getting my point or no? Let me just give you an example. Pay attention. Let us say bachcho A and B are within the same state. Yes, all of you? Bachcho okay till here? Huh? Within the same state. The material is of 100 rupees. Then what is charged, bachcho? Within state, if the supply is within state, what do we charge? CGST and SGST. Correct till here, bachcho? So I'm just giving you an example. CGST 9 rupees and SGST 9 rupees. Who got bachcho? Maharashtra got or no? 9 rupees. Maharashtra is happy. No problem till here. Everybody okay till here? Yes. Understood? However, A is in one state, okay, Maharashtra, and B is in another state, let us say Karnataka, okay, all of you, A to B. Again, on this the material is of 100 rupees. But now what is charged, bachcho? IGST, bachcho, is charged one single rate of tax, 18% or 18 rupees. Now pay attention, okay. This 18 rupees he collected now. Who? A. Okay. That goes to the government first, central government. Okay. Everybody okay till here? And then this 18 rupees is distributed half with the government only, and bachcho half with the consuming state. Understood or no? This is bachcho your settlement system. Clear? Everybody? All of you? Clear everybody? Bolo. Now where the settlement will happen? All the settlement which will happen online only, on the website only, on the GST portal. Clear dealer all of you? अरे बोलो हाँ, समझा ना? खुशबू, are you sleepy? हाँ? गुड. नहीं समझा? या स्लीपी? बस नो 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 करो. So, needed a strong settlement system among the states and the center. है ना? This, did you understand the, you can say settlement means adjustment or apportionment. A common portal was needed which could act as a clearing house. Clearing house, but the same thing, same concept. When you pay a check to somebody, the check goes to a clearing house agent or clearing house, and that is what they check. They check one bank and then they check another bank. This person has the bank balance or no, and then there is again a confirmation. So through a clearing house, that check gets cleared. Okay, and verify the claims and inform respective governments of transfer of actual funds. Okay, so GST, so common GST electronic portal, website managed by GSTN. Okay, and what is GSTN? It is a company incorporated under Section 8 of the Companies Act. Section 8, you remember now? Your charitable activities. है ना बच्चों? Clear or no? Yes, all of you? अरे भाई खुल जा. Don't tell me it is also in bad shape. So much bad shape. Finally, है ना? You will be able to log in if at all you have a registration, correct? GST law, which one much will be able to see? All of them, है ना? State wise also can you see बच्चों? State wise, right everybody? Offline tools, GST statistics, everything will be available. Offline tools, okay, all the forms, etc. Utility, remember na, I had shown you ITR also. These are all about GST returns also. Okay, that is what we are going to see. 2, 2A, 3, 3B, Majjani life. Fine. All right. Star mark here. Functions of GSTN. Okay. Include facilitating means organizing or helping with registration, forwarding the returns to the central or state authorities, the departments, competition and settlement of IGST, matching of tax payments, input and output tax, providing various your reports, MIS reports to the governments, providing analysis of taxpayers profile, how defaulting taxpayer he is or he is a good taxpayer, all of that. Okay, EB bill which we'll do later on, investigation also we'll do later on. GSP ठीक है, चलो. GSTN has selected certain or some information technology enabled services and financial technology companies. Okay, GSTN has identified some companies to be called as GST Suvidha providers. Basically, who will develop the softwares for them. Okay, GST Suvidha providers. GSPs have access to GST system and have the capability to develop applications to be used by taxpayers for interacting with the portal. Means what? Same thing I'm telling you what? Developing softwares or utilities or products for the GSTN. Okay. Compensation less cess. Pay attention. This is what we are discussing now. Cess. But have we seen, tell me, health and education cess in income tax? We have, no? Correct, no? अरे बोलो हाँ. So what is the purpose of health and education cess? But that money is dedicated or it goes to a separate bank account and it will be used for that purpose only. है ना? So similarly, cess will be levied, may be levied, but for what purpose? Compensation. है ना? So GST compensation cess at specified rate has been imposed under CGST Cess Act 2017 on some specified luxury items or demerit or sin goods. Okay, like what? Pan masala, tobacco. What do you mean by aerated waters? What do you mean by aerated waters? Fatapat, don't Google. Okay, Indrajit, yes, correct. Akshay. What is airtight water? What is airtight water? Huh? No. Hey Bhagwan. Soft drinks, okay? Soda, you know soda. Soda and cold drinks. All these are what? Beverages, aerated beverages. Okay? Yes? The motor cars, again, luxury items, okay? Computed on value of taxable supply. That is for, on certain items they were going to charge separate cess, compulsion cess. On intra and inter, with a view to provide compensation to the states for the loss of revenue because of GST. Did you understand or no? To pay those states against the loss of revenue. Again, separate collection is happening. Okay, compulsion cess, and then this amount will be paid to them. Okay, check it. 5 years it is there, correct. Compensation should be provided. Only then they agreed, na bachcho, the governments. Only then the state government agreed that we will join with you. Clear, all of you? Ale bolo हाँ. Understood? Correct, no? Compensation is to be provided to a state for a period of 5 years from the date of which the state brings this SGST Act into force. Alright. ठीक है. We will take a break here. Do you? I did not feel we spent 1.5 hours, but ठीक है. You want a break? Okay. ठीक है. Okay. So that is right now for this current session. In the next session, I will start with the next part. Okay, this part.
Recording